Hey guys, Trevor John coming at you with another Diablo Immortal video. This one, I want to go ahead and let's do a recap of what I've experienced and what is becoming pretty obvious to me by going free to play versus a couple weeks ago when I was actually up until that point, I was spending in the game. And I gotta tell you, there's a major difference between whaling out or moderate spending to absolutely nothing. So let's go ahead and let's talk about it. Let's show you what I've kind of noticed about this. And yeah, this is basically be a 2-week wrap up of what it's been like to be free to play and what it's going to be moving forward from this point. All right, so for those of you who do not remember, what was it? I think the 13th when I was actually out of town. I believe I was out of town for the IMTS trade show for work. I went ahead and I made the decision that moving forward, Diablo Immortal wasn't going to get any more money from me because of I wasn't really happy with updates that came out of the game. I also wanted to kind of take a step back, kind of go more into depth from the free-to-play realm of what is the day-to-day struggles, what is, how can I be more max efficient in the game to relate my content, so on and so forth. And I got to be honest with you, my initial drive to do this completely changed. So I thought this would make content a little bit more easier to make as far as relating to you guys. But the problem is yeah, I mean, I have 5-star gems. So at the end of the day, I'm going to use them. Like me trying to sell or get rid of these gems would be stupid, right? Like you don't spend $2,000 just to throw it out the window. You don't start over on a new account just to throw everything out of the window. And I understand, yeah, as a content creator, maybe you should, but let's be honest. I mean, I don't have it like that. So no, that doesn't make any sense for me to do this. But there are a few things that I really noticed when becoming free to play. So I guess it's not as apparent when you spend a little bit here and there versus when you don't, right? So before I would come here in the shop and generally speaking, I would probably like this Champion's Trove here. For making it into Hell 5 difficulty, I would have bought this no questions asked. I would have gotten the 20 crest at 3,000 orbs, the gems. Wouldn't even have been a question on this, right? I would have bought it. The Boon of Plenties already ran out. I'm not buying it anymore. I buy all these every week. And I'm done. I'm not giving them any more money. I'm not even buying the battle pass, even though it's $5. Like it's $5 is $5. I have it right now. I could easily buy it. Most people would probably argue with me that I should buy it, right? Because I do play the game enough to make it worth it. But I feel like if I'm gonna say I'm not gonna spend, then I shouldn't spend. Let me know what you think down in the comments below if you think I'm wasting that by not buying the battle pass, because most people do buy the battle pass, even if they are like semi-free to play. I get it. But it's taken me up until yesterday actually to get the 10th or 11th crest. I now have 11 crests that I can go ahead and run. I'll actually run those on the video. I'll run them at the end of the video. My keys. So I started out this whole endeavor with about 3 keys left when I started the free to play. I have 38 keys right now, so I've went up 35 keys in 2 weeks, and that's opening only the first chest of the Horadrim every week. So in 2 weeks time, I've gotten 35 keys. This means let's go ahead and multiply that by 2, right? So 35 times the 2. So within a month, I can get 70 keys. Now, 70 keys, that's not a whole lot, but what is it? If you want a 337 or 377, just to open the last door, let's divide that by a month's worth of keys that have accumulated. It's going to take me 5.5 months to get the keys needed to open that. That's kind of embarrassing. That's become very apparent to me because like even something like this. Now, keep in mind, this is without me doing the arena every day. I don't do battlegrounds every day. That would give me an additional 15 per day. So that would change this number to a much higher number. So that would probably reduce that by half, we'll call it, to maybe 2.5 months still to open up that last chest. But still, that's kind of ridiculous. Like as far as free to play goes, this is very underwhelming. Now, Reforged Stones, I got a crap ton of these, but that's because we stopped being immortal. And one of the perks of not being immortal, and when you lose immortal, is that you do get the whatever your tier is in the Shadow or in the Mortal Clan, you get Reforged Stones back. I've been saving those for a rainy day where I go through and I get, when I finally get all my gear up to level 16, so that way I can re-roll all my family bonuses here. That way I can talk about them, because honestly, these family bonuses are kind of meh. And for free to plays, I don't even know, like, are you guys even able to get these at this point? Like, I didn't record how many Reforged stones I had, but like, can you even roll these? Is this even worth it for you? Like, I don't know. Leave comments down below. I need to know. Obviously, I need to know for data. But yeah, so it's been interesting being free to play. It really has. Also, for example, guys, I have 7 fall runes. Now, total transparency, I did max out the max quantity and then it's restarted. So I was able to get 1 legendary gem out of this, right? So a legendary crest. So just because I have 7, I started with 3 when I went free to play. But I went ahead and I did all the Elder Rifts and I got all my Thaw. So that is full discretion aside. I've already maxed it out last month. This month I need to go max it out again. So having 7 of these, not that big of a deal. However, ATI runes, I did not craft any more ATIs. Not at all. This is it. Now, I took ATIs down to 6 runes. So in 2 weeks, I've gotten, what is that, 18 of them total? Now, I do know every time I run one of these crests, I would get more of them, yes. So that's 57. So I can get, what is that, close to 2 more power command gems if I really wanted it, because it takes 28, right? But yeah, overall, in general, as far as the gem dust, we'll call it, right? Because basically what we're referring to is the gem fragments. Because you're not gonna use these to make the gems you need, right? You're gonna use these to make your fodder gems. Which is going to give you your gem fragments or gem dust, depending on what you refer to it for you personally. And this is kind of lackluster. Also, within 2 weeks, the amount of materials we're getting is pretty. The pay to win aspect of this game is becoming more and more apparent to me. We'll just put it that way, because I don't know how else to really explain it to you guys. I really don't at this point in time. And unfortunately, the new content they released isn't, I wouldn't say the new content is really pay to win. It's more of a collaborative to win, we'll call it, like, because it is going to revolve around your warbands, right? It's going to revolve around at least a 4-band warband to kind of accomplish some of these goals, which I don't necessarily disagree with. But the fact that in free to play, I've made it to Hell 5 and I'm just at the bottom, literally the bottom threshold of Hell 5. And that's with what residence am I? I'm at 5,025 residents still, which is the minimum requirement. Like, this is literally so that way I don't see that you are under leveled, you're getting the stat change, right? That's 525. That is that minimum level. So, and that's with 2,000 residents, which free to play players, I'm quickly realizing within a couple weeks, there's no way that you are at 2K residents and you're free to play. Absolutely no way, which shouldn't surprise me, right? I'm $2,500 in and I've only been free to play for 2 weeks. Yeah, like I haven't been as hard in the paint as some of you guys have been on your free to play accounts, because yeah, you're free to play. You know that you need to be more proactive than me. But there's no way. So you're probably looking at free to play. It's probably somewhere in the 4,000s tops area. So you're still struggling to get into this Hell 5 area, which actually makes my last video where I talked about the Paragon trees even more relevant, because Mastermind Soldier are going to be the better ones to go for especially for this newer content. But like it's become apparent, and I apologize. I really do. I know. My content has been up and down, right? I mean, like anyone's has so far. You can't watch Darth's videos now and say they're as good as they were before. You can't watch Veiled's and say whatever, because now that we're moving into the game, we've kind of covered a majority of this content. But now that I've kind of went free to play, a lot of this is dawning onto me, like to where a lot of you would make comments about, oh, well, yeah, I'm seeing it now. I kind of am in a general sense of things. Now, am I seeing it as bad as you guys are? Absolutely not. Because yeah, I mean, I wailed on this account. But to put it briefly, I think Diablo Immortal's got to do something, even if it's just a little bit of something, to make the reward system better. They got to give a little bit more rewards than what they do currently, I think, to keep everyone invested, because what I'm afraid of right now is what I've seen gained on my account in 2 weeks. Had I been gaining that every single we'll say 2 weeks, to even multiply it by 2 and say every month, I probably wouldn't keep playing the game. Like, that wouldn't interest me enough to keep, like, the gameplay isn't that good yet. Now, the new Heliquary stuff to where, or the new warband thing where you go and you do the endless trials, like, that I think is enough. Like this, what is it, Defensive Kragnar? Is it, this is what it is, right? Yeah, like this, sure. They nailed this. Like, this is the new content that'll keep you interested in the game. But even everything else, like with the rewards being as less tailored as what they are right now, I don't think it's worth it. I do feel like they need to do something where, unfortunately, free to play me is kind of seeing this from a different perspective than the medium spender to whale of me is like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. So I do apologize to everyone who's watched and like, hey, yeah, I mean, John, you do realize, and I'm like, yeah, no, whatever, it's fine. But even the Hilt Trader, right? Like, I was going to the Hilt Trader and I was just going to ham every single day on the Hilt Trader, not really realizing that it's because of my additional purchases and whatnot that it would allow me to get the additional hilts without doing the battlegrounds, because I don't do battlegrounds still. I haven't changed any of my gameplay. The only thing I've changed is the amount of money I put in, and I'm down to 1,000 hilts now, and that's with doing everything I normally would do, only I haven't bought my normal gems yet, the rest of them. Actually, let's go ahead and buy them both now. Thank you. But like, I didn't buy my legendary item, I didn't buy Carson's Invigoration. I normally do that. I always come over here, I buy these every single time. We'll go ahead and buy this again, even though I probably shouldn't. But yeah, it's quickly dawning on me, guys, that this game is not meant, they messed some things up for free-to-play players, and I think it's time that we address it and we talk about it, and we talk even more about it within the community to kind of push them. They're starting to listen to us. You've seen the data mine link for server transfers. We've seen other comments where they've talked about like potential transmog coming with data link information. Like, they are listening. They are now starting to listen. I think now they've made their money, they've lost their initial people investment, and now they're starting to listen to us. So I definitely think it's worth it to kind of bring this to light, talk about it. Seems like Reddit seems to be the way. Like, it seems like Wyatt Chang can't get off Reddit because he likes to just, I don't know, like maybe he's addicted and he's got to read it all day, every day. Because you see all the updates come on Reddit, you don't see them on Blizzard's forum. But maybe now's the time. Pin a comment, like, talk about it in Reddit, link to this, everything. I don't know, do something. But yeah, I think it's time. Diablo Immortal's got to I think they made enough money off the initial launch to recover their losses and recoup the financial investment that went into creating the game. And now it's time for them to change some stuff. So that way this can become more of the grinding game that we would expect from Diablo than the pay to win game that it really is at this moment. So that's going to do it for this video. If you've been enjoying my content, please make sure to like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that, and it helps me out. Like, I don't think you guys understand. Subscription is free. Sometimes you may not like some of my videos. Sometimes you may not like someone else's videos, but it costs you nothing. You don't have to put the notification bell on, but it helps content creators more than you know by just hitting that subscribe button, even if you don't go watch their content again. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you and see you in the next one. Peace.